Every time you ask an AI a question, your request begins inside the building, not in the cloud, not in cyberspace, inside the real place, filled with servers drawing enormous amount of electricity, connected by thousands of kilometers of fibers. For all the excitement around artificial intelligence, almost every conversation focuses on the softwares, the models, the chatbots, and the apps. But history suggests something else deserves our attention: the infrastructure underneath them. Because history has a habit of asking the same question, using different technology. In 1896, Britain began building a railway from Kenya coast towards Lake Victoria. Officially, it was called a development project, and in many ways, it was. The railway transformed travel, created new towns, moved goods faster than ever before. But the more economists studied this railway years later, the more they noticed something unusual. Take a look. Notice where almost every major line goes. Not towards neighboring countries, not across the continent. Almost all of them head for the coast. That wasn't a poor planning. It was the plan. These networks were designed to move raw material from inland mines and farms to waiting ships. The railway was simply a transportation. It was part of an economic system, one designed to move value efficiently in one direction. Independence changed governments, but infrastructure changes much more slowly. Many countries inherited network design for different economies, and rebuilding them has taken decades, which raises an interesting question. If railways shaped the industrial economy, what shaped the AI economy? The track looks different. Instead of steel rail, there is fiber optic cable. Instead of freight terminals, there are data centers. Instead of steam engines, there are GPU clusters. Different technology, same idea. Infrastructure first, then everything else follow. Which brings us to one of the most important companies in Africa AI history, Cassava Technologies. If you have never heard the name before, there is a good chance you've already realized on infrastructure the company owns. Over the past 2 decades, Cassava quietly built one of Africa's largest fiber networks, stretching thousands of kilometers across the continent. In 2026, it made an even bigger move.
NVIDIA have appointed us officially as their NCP cloud partner. So as the NCP cloud partner, we are the ones who have been given access to their library of solutions.
Cassava switched on what it calls Africa's first AI factory, powered by NVIDIA technology, with expansion already planned for Nigeria, Kenya, and Egypt, Morocco included. The ambition is straightforward: give African business access to advanced AI computing without sending every workload overseas. For years, many African companies had little choice but to rent computing power from servers located thousands of kilometers away from them. Data can stay closer, latency falls. Local researchers gain access to hardware that was previously difficult to reach. By almost any measure, it's an important milestone. At first glance, this looks like the opposite of the railway story. Africa company, Africa investment, Africa customers, Africa infrastructure. So, problem solved? Not quite, because the more you look at AI, the more one word keeps appearing: ownership. Not ownership of a building, something much more interesting than that. Because in the AI economy, ownership is not one thing, it is layers.